Simkha Weintraub, Rabbinic Director of the Jewish Board of Family and Children's Services in New York. I'm here today to talk about Jewish ethical wills, which I have been involved in for quite a while professionally, but which really deepened in my personal and professional life after the passing of my father. Just a couple hours after he died, my brother went to the drawer in his office where he passed away, to the drawer that we were supposed to go to when he died, and found there not only all the financial files that he kept so neatly, but a letter addressed to the family. And it was so wonderful to have an indication that we would have a message from my father to read and to learn from, not just right then and there, but for time to come. It really was what we call a Torah of his life, the teaching of his life. And to this day, we get together to talk about it. On his birthday, we read parts of it and we discuss it almost like we're giving commentary to a text and to a life. They really should be very much individual and very much reflect a person's experience and personality. My father's did both in his handwriting, which I think was wonderful, and also in his tone. He was a Polish immigrant who, from a very traditional Jewish background, who became a conservative rabbi and very liberal and progressive politically, and he could never speak without launching into something from the prayer book or something rabbinic. He was really, I think here at the Jewish Theological Seminary, he really became a rabbi inside and out. And so the letter reads that way. I'll read some of it in a bit. But what I want to say is that I think it's wonderful that we have computers now, because you can write much longer ethical wills much easier. But I think that certain parts should always be in handwriting, because it's almost like having the person's body with you. And as we know, it reflects their personality just as their body language does. So that's what my father did. I do want to mention my mother's. My father wrote his in longhand in his beautiful handwriting, which was suffering a bit because of Parkinson's, but still looked beautiful. My mother made the mistake of writing in pencil on lined school paper, which faded and crumpled over time, and hers is much longer than my father's and much harder to decipher. So from this I learned that we should perhaps type some of this out on a computer and then have some of it handwritten so that it's very personal. But my father's really taught me about being thoughtful and also spontaneous when you write these, so that it reflects your voice, your experience, your personality, and your values. So Jewish ethical wills, I would summarize, are about reflection, direction, and connection. They're about expressing what you've experienced and what you've learned in your life. They're about making suggestions for how to deal with certain things, and they're about just keeping a connection. When I pick up a copy of my father's letter to us, it feels sacred, and it also feels like he's in the room. It's on his letterhead. It's with his handwriting, which, though he complains about it, is still beautiful, and he's with me.